Hello everyone, this is RexRed. I am back with another EZ3DTV tutorial. Here is our splash screen and I will be back momentarily. Hello again, it is me, your humble 3D EZ3DTV tutorial spokesperson. And so I am going to show you guys, this is going to be a very short video, probably only maybe 10 or 15 minutes long. And then I'm going to come back with another video tonight on VDB3 clouds, and it's going to be VDB clouds and organizing your cloud experience. And I don't mean the online like cloud kind of in the ethernet of the internet. I'm talking about clouds that you use in your scenes in Daz Studio and organizing them so that you're able to get at them easily and using them. 3D cloud assets. Okay. So this tutorial is about moving scenes and as you can see, basically I can move this back and forth. It's pretty cut and dry. You just drag it and move it from left to right, okay? And then this way, it's pretty cut and dry. You move it up or down, and you just drag and move it where you want it to go, okay? And that's not too bad. I have to actually go here and turn. All right, we have, so what I've shown you is two axes. This is the y-axis, and it's moving up and down, which is lovely. This is the x-axis. And as you can see, it's very easy to move things side to side and up and down, okay? But it's when you get to moving things in or out, that's what this video is about. It's the in and out motion. And you see, it's very kind of simple to say, okay, I want to move it up or down, okay? Or so you just move your mouse horizontally or vertically. You drag up and down, okay? But this is the one that for like 6 years I have fussed over. And I never understood, because watch what happens when I move. I'm going to drag my mouse in. Okay, we're going to go out of iRay. Okay, I'm going to drag my mouse in. And if I move my mouse out, you see while I'm dragging in, it moves backwards. Okay? It's, as long as I keep my mouse around the center of that, it'll move in. Okay? Now, if I do the same thing like this, if I select this and I move it out, but I move out, see, it doesn't do the same thing. It keeps kind of moving. It just moves from side to side, okay? And it moves. And how Daz does that, I've never seen this in any other program that I've ever worked in, this kind of behavior, okay? Even if I move outside of the perimeter, it's still up or down. You see that? My mouse is over here and it's still up or down. And if I move this way, okay, move my mouse up here, it's still up or down. Or down here, okay, it's still up or down. Okay? I mean, it's still side to side. It's only when you move something in, that if you move your mouse out, it comes back. Now, isn't that strange? Okay, so I was always moving things in and kind of trying to like move, thinking that in was like up here or out here, and it would come back at me, and then I'd bring in and it's like, oh, maybe it's down here, and it would come back at me and down here. So basically what this video is about is to show you that when that there's an odd behavior. And I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying when you move something in or out, you have to make sure you stay here right with this arrow here. And once it's gone so far, see, because you want to move it up to kind of make it go out faster. And you see, like if I let off my mouse, like while I'm out here, you see, if I try to move it in and I go like that, I'm going to end up with it behind me instead of in front of me. And I let off my mouse, and then I go looking in the ether here for it, and it's actually way behind me, like miles, okay? So that's the thing. As long as you keep it kind of near your object, you can move it out and in and drag it as you want it. Just don't move out like this or it's going to come back, okay? Because I'm still moving in. I'm still moving my mouse in. I'm dragging it in, but because I'm holding it, but because I'm actually out here, it reverses direction, okay? If I come over here, see, it reverses direction. You see, isn't that strange? Okay? And as long as I stay in around that arrow, then I can move it in and out without much problem. Okay, now we're going to try this with a different object. And okay, we're going to go Z. Okay, now you see this is the blue arrow, and so it would make you think, well, it only does that with the blue arrow. The green arrow, no, okay? Because if I turn this, if I select this and I rotate around it, okay? Then when I move this arrow up and down, okay? See, it doesn't matter if I come out here. It still goes up and down. It doesn't reverse directions, okay? And if I do the same thing here, if I move up, okay, or down, see, it doesn't reverse directions. But the same behavior now happens with this. If I move out, it comes back. Isn't that odd? It's very odd, in my opinion, okay? But it's the way that this works, okay? So when you move it in, as long as you stay near the arrow, you can move it out. And because I figured, well, there's got to be like up or down. I was looking for like I have to go this way or up or down. It's not like or out like this. If you go out, it's going to revert. If you're trying to move it in like this, and I say, okay, I'm going to move it out. See, it goes the opposite direction. It's or out. If I drag out, it goes the opposite direction. See, so you have to stay in as close as you can. And then if you zoom down to there, okay, to where your object is, then I can move it in even further. And then I can zoom down to it and move in further. And why it's not zooming right up to it, I'm not really sure. But it is quite a ways from the center. There's the center of the world. Okay, so we'll delete this object. And we'll go back and we'll put a plane in the scene because I want to show you this with a couple of different items so that you know that you can see how this kind of works. So we'll put a plane in the scene, except let's zoom in on the plane. There is the plane. Okay, now if I do the same thing, if I move the plane up, it just moves up. Even if I come out here, it's still moving up, okay? When I move up and down, when I move up, see if it moves up, like when I move up and down when I move up. It doesn't reverse directions on me, okay? It just goes up or down depending on my mouse. And the same thing here, when I move it this way, if I move my mouse up, it still moves with me, okay? So it doesn't just, the further I go up, it's sort of, well, maybe it looks like it's kind of going in a direction, but now this is the odd behavior here, because when I move in, it moves in until I go out and it reverses. Isn't that kind of strange? It reverses direction when you move out. So if you're trying to move out and you think your mind, because with these, you move out, okay? And you move out or over. You move with this, you move up. It's so this, you have this propensity to want to kind of move out, all right? But it just doesn't work that way, because the minute you move out, it won't let you push it in, okay? It's so you end up fighting trying to get this in. And this is the rule, okay? Is you just stay near this arrow. Don't try to move it out, okay? Just stay near the arrow to move things in and out, and they will go fine without, like, reversing direction, okay? As long as you stay roughly with that, you can move it way, way out. All right? Now, we'll put a figure in the scene just to show you that it works with them as well. Okay, so we will put some clothing. And that's this right here. Okay. Well, did we crash the scene? No, I guess not. Okay, put some clothing on. And then we'll turn this way. And as you can see now, when I go to move the figure in, if I go like this, they come back. Okay? It's just, you would think that moving out wouldn't matter, that it would just, because you're moving in, okay? Because you see, when I move in, you wouldn't think it would reverse like that, okay? You see, and when I'm trying to move it out, and I'm thinking that there's a part of me that thinks I have to go at some angle, like if I go out at this angle, it'll go out, and if I go at this angle, it'll go in. You see, it's not like that. It's just, if you stay at the center of your arrow there, it will go out. If you stay here and don't try to make it go faster by moving in, okay? Because you'd think it'd be like a rubber band where you pull and it goes faster the further out you go. It doesn't work like that. You just stay at the center here. And the reason why it's important is because if you go into parameters, okay, and you try, now here's your Z, that's this blue thing, and you try to move it, it goes really slow, okay? It takes forever to kind of drag this out, and you have to keep dragging it and dragging it and dragging it and dragging it more. Art, I am here. Welcome, friend. It's not showing that you're here as a concurrent viewer, but I am seeing your test 1, 2, 4. So I am here. So what I'm doing is showing you guys how an anomaly, I'm revealing an anomaly, because if this has bothered me for many, many years, like for about 6 years, this has bothered me, okay? It has bothered me because I haven't been able to figure it out, and I always would try to drag by moving that, and they would move back in. And then I'd drag, try the other way, and try this direction, and every time I couldn't figure out how to get this thing to go in, and the secret, hello, hello, hello. The secret to doing it is you keep your mouse as close to this arrow when you're dragging it, okay? and then it will drag in and out. As long as you don't move it out, it won't reverse directions. Okay, see, because if I move my mouse out, it reverses. If I move my mouse out, I'm dragging it, okay? But if I just move it out, it reverses. Isn't that odd? Okay, but that's the way it's always been, and it has driven me mad. That's why I'm, 2 cents short of a buck because of this. Because it's just over the years of working in the scene, every time I've tried to move something away, I've been having to deal with this, okay? Because it just you move out, you move in, you move out, you move in, and what the heck is going on here? And I really never stopped to take and to really analyze this and say, why is it doing that? Why is it jerking all over like that? Why? And so now I know that you stay in the middle and you can move it as long as you keep your mouse near this thing, it works. Okay? If you try to move it out and in like that, you're going to go out. When you move it in, it's going to work with you. It's going to go that way. When you move it out, it's going to come back. And when you move it in and out and in and out, and it's just going to be, and you just, why? And I've just sat want to throw my mouse across the room because of the way this works. And I never really stopped and said, okay, we're going to figure out how. Almost done with this tutorial. This tutorial is just dedicated to teaching you how to move things in, okay? As long as you keep your mouse. See, if I move my mouse up, even though I'm moving in still, even though my mouse is moving in, my object is moving away. You see, because I'm away from the center, okay? Very strange. Now, if I turn this sideways like this, and I do the same thing, okay, because if I do this from the side, okay, and I move him this way or that way, even if I move my mouse up, he still stays and moves the direction I move. It's very strange. And then the same thing with this. Even if I move my mouse away, he doesn't reverse directions, okay? He stays. So the program is smart enough to know that you're trying to move something in or out, okay? And when you try to do that, it has an entirely different behavior. So if you stay in the center, it will move in. If you stay in the center and draw back with your mouse, it'll move out. But the minute you go outside of the circumference here, it reverses directions. You see, it's really strange. You go down in the bottom corner, this bottom corner, out here, out there, it just reverses. It's very strange behavior, and I just wanted to let you know so that, because for years, like I said, I was just fighting over this, having this jerk, and every time I would try to move something in, it would do this. And I would just get so angry, and then I'd come here, I'd say, well, I'll just use the Z. Well, when you use this Z to move them in, you're moving them in through world coordinates. And so it takes longer to move them out, okay? You have to keep moving them and moving them. And if you'll notice, when you do it through here, it's just instantaneous. It's just like instant. They're instantly moved into your scene because you're moving them from an object-oriented coordinate rather than your world coordinate, which is over here in your, okay? So that is it for this tutorial. I have to make we're going to be talking about clouds in the next tutorial. And I don't know, I'm kind of getting tired now. I don't know, maybe I'll make a cup of coffee or something. So a cup of decaf. and then I might be back, okay? Probably within the hour. If I'm going to be back, it will, I don't know. I can't say for sure. But it might be late tonight when I come back. So there may be another video for you to watch tomorrow. What we're going to talk about is organizing your cloud, the clouds that you use in Daz Studio. We're going to organize sky assets, okay? And another thing that I've done, these up here, I've added, like before I didn't have all my hair in here. And now, as you can see, I've got all of my Genesis 9 and Genesis 8 hair in here. I think I've got my Genesis 8 hair. As you can see, there's a lot. We're up to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pages. Okay, so yeah, these are all Genesis 8. This is not all of them, but a lot of these are Genesis 8 hair. Okay, so all of them are now in here, and I can just go through them. All my hair, mostly the male items. Okay, what did I just do? Okay, I just tried to put the Genesis 8 Riker hair on him. Okay, so, yeah, this is, yeah, so all of my hair items now. Also, a lot of the other items that I've had, the beard items, every beard and that I have is now part of this, so we can close you down. So we can go here now. He's got Riker hair. I'm still recovering my Alienware from Dell repair. All my files. Okay. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. Okay. This is going to do it for me. We're going to have a very quick little... Okay, that's going to do it. Have a wonderful night. Paul, I'm going to be back probably more so your time. We're going to be doing some stuff with clouds. Check out this video. So check out this video. It's going to show you a little bit about moving things around in the scene. It helps you. It uncovers an enigma, an oddity about moving things in the scene. And I hope it is helpful, people. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next EZ3DTV tutorial.